Hey everyone, it's Kismet. So it's February 1st, 2026. And last night I was digging through my old Get in the Zone vinyl. Yeah, the physical one. I'm that person. And my hand just stopped on track 3. Love Goes. And it just clicked. While we're all vibrating at the frequency of their newer, more experimental work, this song, this is the source code. This is the actual DNA where the kings of P-pop first sharpened their teeth. I mean, it has been 6 whole years since this song dropped, and yet it doesn't feel old, does it? It feels foundational. Their sound has evolved into this lush, expensive, global phenomenon, but this track right here, this is the blueprint. It's the origin story for the sound that would eventually take over the entire world.
So that's really our big question today. Why does a 6-year-old song still feel like a glitch in the matrix of my emotions? And let's be real, probably yours too. It's time to find out. Okay, let's dive in and perform a deep tissue autopsy on one of P-pop's most enduring anthems. To really get why this song hits so hard, we have to look under the hood first. We have to look at its technical blueprint. Because this isn't just a song, it's an architectural monster, and it was meticulously designed to make you feel everything all at once. Okay, so what's so wild about this is how these components basically build an emotional trap. The tempo is just this relentless 128 BPM, which, by the way, is the perfect clinical heartbeat for crying in the middle of a crowded club. But let's talk about those synths. They're these wide saw leads, which are kind of these sharp, buzzing sounds, almost like an electric violin, and they're spread way out in the mix to feel huge. They take up the 2 to 5 kilohertz range, which is the exact part of the sound spectrum our ears are most sensitive to. It's basically the frequency of a human scream. It's why they create this massive, shimmering wall of sound that feels like it's trying to breathe for you. And this just brilliantly shows the song's dual personality. On one hand, the original is all about that raw, vulnerable hunger. But the EDM version, it is absolute beautiful chaos. The producers use this trick, aggressive high-pass filtering, to literally suck all the low-end sound out of the room right before the drop, only to just slam you with that heavy, chest-rattling sub-bass. That V to I chord resolution doesn't even feel like an ending. It feels like a cliffhanger you're just constantly falling off of. Have you ever felt a sound physically push you? That's what this drop does. Which brings me to a question for all the 18 watching. Which version hits you harder? Are you here for the original's raw vulnerability, or do you just live for the pure, unadulterated chaos of the EDM mix? Let me know your pick in the comments below. I really want to know. So here's the thing. The technical side is impressive, for sure, but it doesn't explain the haunting. So let's move on and see how this all builds up and explore why this blueprint still hurts, even 6 years later. This is the best way I can describe it. This song isn't just a track, it's a digital reliquary of heartbreak. Listening to it in 2026 feels like finding a perfectly preserved high-definition hologram of a memory you spent years trying to delete. It's almost too clean, too vivid. The anatomy of this catharsis is just so specific. I mean, Papa's lyricism is borderline violent. He doesn't say happiness fades, he says reality erases it. It's an active, aggressive deletion. And then you have Stell's high notes, which aren't just a vocal flex. They are engineered to be at a frequency that physically vibrates the grief right out of your chest. It's a sonic exorcism. And all of it just leads up to the bridge. It feels like a neon cathedral collapsing in slow motion all around you. It's this massive, shimmering, beautiful destruction. And for me, it is the definitive sound of 2020. That whole year of intense global isolation being processed and shattered into a million glowing pieces. Now, let's zoom out from the feeling and just look at the facts for a second. The legacy of this song isn't just emotional, it's measurable. It stretches from its explosive debut in 2020 to a pretty surprising viral comeback that's happening right now, in 2026. I mean, this timeline is just wild to look back on. It drops in July 2020, and by August, it's already cracking the US iTunes Top 100. That was a huge wait, what moment for the global industry, like a signal flare that P-pop had arrived. Fast forward to today, and it's a permanent fixture in Spotify's essential P-pop playlists. It's been officially enshrined as a classic. But the craziest part, that viral TikTok trend just last month, bringing the song roaring back to life. And here's the hard data.
In January 2026, TikTok saw a 24% spike in the use of Love Goes, all tied to these legacy glow-up edits. This was right after the group's massive Simula at Wakas finale, proving that when 18 want to process that full-circle journey, this is the song they turn to. And hey, if you're enjoying this little deep dive into the vault, do me a favor and hit that like button. It really, really helps. And definitely subscribe, because we are doing a Simula at Wakas retrospective all month long, and you are not going to want to miss a single second of it. Okay, it's time for the final verdict. After breaking down the tech, the emotion, and the legacy, where does Love Goes actually stand in the great pantheon of P-pop? I'm giving Love Goes a solid 9.5 out of 10 layers of cosmic dust. It only loses that half a point because, listening with 2026 ears, the production does feel a tiny bit thin compared to the super lush, expensive engineering on their more recent releases. But honestly, that's not even a real complaint. Because that slight thinness is what makes it perfect. The raw, unpolished hunger in their voices more than makes up for any technical shortcomings. This song is a time capsule. It's the sound of a group that was so desperately, so profoundly hungry to be heard, and the world definitely listened. So I'll leave you with this question. What SB19 song was your entry point into the 18 fandom? Was it this one, or did another track pull you in? Let's build a timeline of our own stories down in the comments. I'll be hanging out there to read them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.